Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live this Thursday afternoon on this May 23rd, 2024. Welcome to the yet another All 78 show. I apologize for being late. I am laboring big time with my right. It actually was both knees, but it's my right knee. I have to call the after I get done today. I have to call the ortho. I think I tore my meniscus, but I've done that before, but it's the pain in the knee that I just don't want to go through a knee replacement at this point. It's just not a good time to do it. I will eventually. Maybe he can give me a cortisone injection or something, but it hurts. It hurts. And usually I can take the pain, but the Advils, they're not doing any work. So it takes me a long time to get up the stairs one by one, and I got to climb up 3 flights of stairs. So anyway, but thank you all for being here. Again, if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're here till about 3:30. I have about 30 78s or so to feature today, and we opened up the All 78 show with a saxophonist, Earl Bostic, and his orchestra. Originally, he was from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Featured him quite a bit during the Relics survey. Was playing a lot of his 1957 releases for King, but he had, about 104 releases on Sid Nathan's King label, beginning in 1951 or so. But this song first recorded back in December of 1940 by vocalist Herb Jeffries with Duke Ellington and his orchestra on the Victor label, a song called Flamingo. Nice sax instrumental there from October 51 by Mr. Earl Bostic and his orchestra on Sid Nathan's King label, Flamingo. So we're going to play the 78s chronologically here, although we're going to open up, as I do on my Saturday night show, with a up-tempo as we go to the Bronx, New York. For the lead singer of this group was previously a member of the Crickets that recorded for the MGM and JD record labels, but the group would break up, and after some solo releases he had on the JD record label, he met up with his old buddy mate from the Crickets, Bill Lindsay. Okay, he was a member of the Crickets also. They would add Billy Baines as the bass, Ed Sonny Jordan, and Waldo Champin as the tenors, and become the Bachelors. They had 2 releases on the Earl record label that are quite good, but then they signed with Jerry Winston's Onyx record label, and they for 1 release, and they changed their name to the Monterrays, and that's what I'm featuring here. The tune written by the bass of the group, Billy Baines, and tenor Sonny Jordan. Dual leads on this side, both Dean Barlow and Bill Lindsay. It's a great tune. What song? My aunt never had this record, but she does remember hearing it, so maybe Alan Freed played this. I would say he did. July 57, they open up the vocal portion here with a great tune. Dean Barlow and the Monterrays on the Onyx label. It's called Dearest One.
Dearest one, I know I done you wrong, baby, please forgive me, and darling, come back home. Dearest one, you know I'd rather die, didn't mean to hurt you, or even make you cry. Understand, baby, won't you please? Didn't mean to hurt you, just wanted to tease. So give me just one more chance, and I'll never lay with the mess. No, dearest, please let me be your king, you know how much I love you, and what you mean to me. Understand, baby, won't you please? your king. You're a king, you know how much I love you and what you mean to me. Shake, lang, 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 boo, 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 dearest one. Whoop, whoop, dearest one. Whoop, whoop, dearest one. Whoop, whoop, shake, lang, 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 boo, 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 boo. Shake, lang, 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 boo, 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 boo.
Oh, sounding so good on a 78. Much better than the 45, I have to say. There you go. We open up the vocal portion from July 57. That's Dean Barlow and the Monterey's on the Onyx record label. Dearest One is the name of the tune. You know, we count down the music chronologically here on the All 78 edition. Every record, every song you're hearing today is on a 78. I've never done that before. This is the first year. So my 78s are getting a workout here. And let's count down the music here all this chronologically as we do. Begin today's show in 1942 with the Ink Spots, and they recorded this song in New York City on July 28th of 1942 for the folks at Decca, and Decca released it in October of 1942. It features the great Bill Kenny on lead. Let's give a listen to the Ink Spots on the Decca record label. It's called Street of Dreams, the Ink Spots.
Love laughs at a king. Kings don't mean a thing on the street of dreams. Dreams broken into can be made like new on the street of dreams. Gold, silver and gold, all you can hold is in the moonbeams. Poor, no one is poor, long as love is sure on the street of dreams.
Love laughs at a king, 'cause kings don't mean a thing on the street of dreams. Dreams that's all broken in two, you can make them just like new on the street of dreams. Now you take gold, silver and gold, all that you can hold is way up yonder in the moonbeam. Poor, ain't nobody poor, long as love is sure on that old street of dreams.
Love laughs at a king. Kings don't mean a thing on the street of dreams. Dreams broken in two can be made like new on the street of dreams. Gold, silver and gold, all you can hold is in the moonbeams. Poor, no one is poor, long as love is sure on the street of
Going way back to 1942. That's way before Johnny G, I got to tell you that much. But there you go, the great ink spots from October 42 on the Decca label Street of Dreams. Got a lot of their 78s. Ended up here in the no humidity basement. But anyway, let's continue here. And the Ink Spots, one of those great early groups, really before the explosion of the music in the mid-1950s. But great early harmonies, I have to say, that these groups had. Many of you may think, I don't normally play this music, but it is the early pop R&B that was played on the radio at the time. So you got to remember, this is before all those great vocal groups came out, later on in the mid-1950s. So similar to that group, in the same vein here, were the Mills Brothers, which included Donald, Herbert, Harry, and John Jr. They were originally from, I think, Pinkway, Ohio. I think that's how you... Piquay, Ohio. First recording for the Brunswick label, I think, in late 1931. But this, then in 1934, they switched over to Decca. But really, they continued with their style into the 1960s. Even when they switched to Dot Records, they were covering some group hits like Get a Job, for instance, and other tunes that they did, which I do have in my collection, by the way, because I was running those labels and I picked those records up anyway, not only for the labels, but also for, they're good to have, I say, and they weren't expensive, so, I picked them up. But this song was a big hit for the group in 1942, and really was the intended B-side. This wasn't the side that they spent a lot of time on. They spent a lot of time on the A-side, or the side called I'll Be Around, and they focused on that, and they said they put together the flip side like in 15 minutes. I remember my boss, Brian Kelleher, when I worked for Sony Music, and I was in the accounting department, but he was telling me that, Johnny, the B-sides were throwaway sides. I said, Brian, a lot of those 50s records, especially that they did, they were excellent. It's like they were still sometimes better than the intended A-side, and maybe that's what they thought with this for this 78. But anyway, this became one of their, one of their most well-known songs. It features Donald Mills on lead. He comes in the beginning as the slow side, while his brother Harry sings the up-tempo part. And this is an original from May 1942, the Mills Brothers on the Decca label, and their tune called Paper Doll.
I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own, a doll that other fellows cannot steal. And then the flirty, flirty guys with their flirty, flirty eyes will have to flirt with dollies that are real. When I come home at night, she will be waiting. She'll be the truest doll in all this world. I'd rather have a paper doll to call my own than have a fickle-minded real-life girl. I guess I had $1 million or more. I guess I played the dog game o'er and o'er. I just quarreled with Sue, that's why I'm blue. She's gone away and left me just like all dolls do. I'll tell you boys, it's tough to be alone, and it's tough to love a doll that's not your own. I'm through with all of them, I'll never fall again. Say boy, what you gonna do? I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own, a doll that other fellows cannot steal. And then the flirty, flirty guys with their flirty, flirty eyes will have to flirt with dollies that are real. When I come home at night, she will be waiting. She'll be the truest doll in all this world. I'd rather have a paper doll to call my own than have a big gold-minded real life girl.
There you go. Hiss and all there with the 78s. Really can't do anything about that, folks. But that's, listen, we're playing records that are really, really old. They are. That is May 1942. Those are the Mills Brothers. Mills Brothers on the Decca record label. Paper Doll, of course, that record reincarnated many, many times on different labels throughout the years. So you can really get a nice, clean copy of that. But it's nice to hear it on the original, the original unpurified a slate there, I guess we can call the slate 78s. But let's continue here. We move into 1948 now. Now, I have a lot of 78s by the Four Tunes, and a lot of 78s by that group, both as just a group and also backing Savannah Churchill. Now, last week I featured a December 46 release on the Manor label called Foolishly Yours, with Savannah Churchill doing the lead. Now, the group had a long association with Savannah. I think they have about a dozen or 24 singles or so that they put out. And this is one that I like. Let's go to April of 1948 now for Savannah Churchill and the Four Tunes. It's on the Manor label. It's called I Want to Cry.
I want to cry when I hear your name. Though time goes by, I still feel the same. I want to cry for dreams that we might have shared. Though I know you never have cared. Since you're gone away, I've been so lonely and blue. I spend each day just crying for you. I want to cry. What else can I do when I know I'll never stop loving you?
Since you've gone away, I've been so lonely and blue. I spend each day just crying for you. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I want to cry. What else can I do when I know I'll never stop loving you?
There you go. There you go. That's Savannah, the great Savannah Churchill and the Four Tunes from April 1948. It's on the Manor record label. I Want to Cry is the name of the tune. Now, you got to stay tuned for future 78 shows. We'll be featuring more of Savannah Churchill coming up here on the program. As this was reissued, I think I might even have this on the Arco label, subsidiary of Manor Records. They re-released it in November of 1949. I have a lot of her records. I have that one she does on the Regal label. When I find it, I will play it. I forget who's backing her up on that, and I have that on a single too. Which it's styrene; it doesn't play so great on the 45, but I do have it on the 78. Again, lots of these Manor releases that I have in the collection. I did a big trade with Glenn Fousel when he was working for Louis Silvani, and he gave me a whole bunch of these Manor 45s, and a bunch came in from my buddy Dave the Rave. He didn't want the 78s. I did a trade. He gave me all these 78s. And then I picked some up out in the wild there. It was not that I was going crazy looking for the 78s, but I will. If I come across a load of nice mint 78s, you know I will be picking them up. But that is for sure. So let's continue now. We stay in 1948. We just heard the Four Tunes backing up Savannah Churchill. How about just the Four Tunes now? And we stay in 1948. We stay on the Manor label. This is the same month and year, April 58 release. This is actually the very next single to follow the one you just heard, I Want to Cry. This is on the Manor label. It features Pat Best on lead on this one here. April 48, the Four Tunes on Manor Records. The song is one word. It's called Confess.
Confess, why don't you confess? I wish you revealed to me the way that I feel. Confess, it isn't a crime to open your heart to me and say that you're mine. How long can I keep waiting for a tender word from you? The sweetest rose starts fading when the sunshine won't come through. Darling, confess. Please don't make me guess. If you really care for me, then darling, confess. Confess, confess, confess. Why don't you confess? I wish you'd reveal to me the way that I feel. Why don't you tell me the way that you confess? It isn't a crime. Oh no, no crime. To open your heart to me, confide in thee, and say that you're mine. Why don't you tell me you're gonna be mine? How long can I keep waiting for a tender word from you? The sweetest rose starts fading when the sunshine won't come through. Darling, confess. Please don't make me guess. Don't make me guess. If you really care for me, if you could care, then darling, confess. Darling, confess.
think that's a pretty cool tune, I have to say. I like that a lot there. April 1948, those are the four tunes. Pat Best on lead with the four tunes. Lots of records by that group. That one there on the Manor record label, song entitled Confessing. I will tell you one thing. Those of you that have, because I have the 78 boxes, I'm always afraid to put so many records in the box. I try to separate them, like maybe 15 or so with some of those, like that thick cardboard that I put, the cardboard squares that I have cut out to prop them up, to keep them up. I can't put them on a shelf, forget about it. And, they're really, the boxes are heavy. The boxes are heavy now, and I can't even lift anything now with my bad knee. That was, I think, part of the problem. I was going up and down to the no humidity basement, bringing boxes up, so my mother could help me look for some of the requests that I get. So when I press down on the hard step with the my arthritic knee, it causes some pain, and I think but these 78 boxes, they are heavy, and if you lived. I have them up here in the attic here. I try not to put them in the center of the room. They're just too heavy to do. But they are bulky and much more difficult to handle than 45s. That is a fact. But they sound so much better than. But these aren't on 45. So at least when they first came out, maybe they were reissued on 45. Yes. But anyway, as you know, that's why they're much more difficult to deal with. But they're easy to clean. They are. You can use you can use just soap and water, mild soap and water to clean them, and they clean up. But they sound pretty good if you have the right equipment. But let's continue here on the program. Moving to 1949 with a flip side from last week. I featured this group from Kansas City, Missouri. They were called the Five Scamps. Their third release on the Columbia label. I played Fine Like Wine. But let's give a listen to the flip side. It's an excellent ballad in my opinion, and this features Earl Robinson on lead from July 49. The Five Scamps on Columbia. It's called How Nice.
How nice to see you again. How have you been, stranger? How nice. Gee, you look swell. Have you been well, stranger? Please pardon me if I mention that since we've been apart, I found out the bitter meaning of a sad and lonely heart. I know that I was to blame. I'm so ashamed, believe me. What more can I say except I still love you? If you can forgive, if you can forget, if there's still a ghost of a chance, how nice it would be if your lips could say we'll start a brand new romance. I know that I was to blame. I'm so ashamed, believe me.
But what can I say except I still love you?
If you can forgive, if you can forget if there's still a ghost of a chance. How nice it would be if your lips could say we'll start a brand new romance.
Yeah, they don't make records like that anymore, that is for sure. Those are the Five Scamps. I like that record there, July 1949 release on the Columbia record label. That is their, what'd I say, that's their third release on the Columbia label. Yep, How Nice is the name of the tune. How nice it is to hear these 78s. If you do like it, please give me a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is the second show of the week that I do here, this daytime show. Lots of international listeners tune into the program. Also, Saturday night I'll be back at 9 p.m. with all your requests. I had a record-breaking show last Saturday night, so thank you all for tuning into the program. Lots of people in the chat room and also tuned into the program. But we will continue with that. So Charlene is working on all your requests. If you have them, send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I'll take listings on the 78s, but I gotta find them. They're not not in any order. They're in miscellaneous boxes. So, I'm looking through the thing and here a pop-up, so the Robins on Aladdin will pop up. But anyway, so let's continue here. And we go to California for some early Robins. I'm talking about that because I showed you that 78. Now, the group first recorded as the Four Bluebirds on Excelsior. I wonder if I have that. It's possible I do, but I don't know. And that was in April of 1949. Then they recorded a session on May 27th of 1949 at Radio Recorders in Los Angeles. They did it for Eddie and Leo Mesner, who had the Aladdin record label. Also, I think they own this. They also own the Score label. They did 4 tunes, all led by the bass of the group. That's Bobby Nunn. And the other members at that time, the true first members of the group, were Ty Terrell, Roy Richard, and William Richard. And their first single as the Robins came out on the Score label, which was a subsidiary of Aladdin, and which I think I have. I think I have it. And this was their very next single on the main label I don't know if it was the main label at the time, but this is on Aladdin Records, and it only comes out on a 78. It's not on a 45, and this one feels like a flexi disc, though. It doesn't feel like those big heavy clunkers. But let's give it a spin here. Early Robins, Bobby Nunn on lead, June 49 on the Aladdin label. It's called Come Back, Baby.
Come back, baby,
Come back,
you know I was wrong.
feel wrong.
The way I was acting,
Oh boy,
you know I was real gone.
cause you know I still love you.
Loved you so much, I want you to know I hate to see you go.
Come back, baby,
Baby, come back to me.
oh baby, back to me.
Cried when you left me.
Left me
Gee, I felt so blue.
so blue.
No one else to love me.
Love me,
Take the place of you.
and you know I still love you.
Love you so much, I want you to know I hate to see you go.
Come back, baby,
Baby, come back to me.
oh baby, back to me. Week when you left me, gee, I feel so blue. All the cats on the corner said how did I ever do it? Cause you know I still love you.
Love you so much, I want you to know I hate to see you go.
Come back, baby,
Baby, come back to me.
oh baby, back to me.
Now I have confessed
Confess
that I love you so.
so much.
anything you say, dear.
Go ahead,
Please just let me know.
'cause you know I still love you.
Love you so much, I want you to know. I hate to see you go.
Come back, baby.
I need you so
So
much.
much, oh baby, so much.
Oh, baby, gonna get you, must have you.
Come back.
Oh, baby, come back to me.
Almost getting caught, Johnny G. Almost getting caught. Got to be careful with the 78s. You don't want to drop them. Did you ever drop a 78 and break it? Knock on wood, I have not done that. I have done it for 45s, believe it or not. When they land completely straight like that and they chip the edge, that happened. But you got to be careful with the 78s. There you go, early Robbins sound there. June 1949, that's Bobby Nunn on lead. The Robbins on the Aladdin record label, Come Back Baby, only available on a 78. I don't know if that was probably reissued on a 45, possible that it was. But anyway, here, let's stay in 1949. Here's another group I've been featuring. I featured, I think, two of their 78s already. This group called The Shadows. They're out of New Haven, Connecticut. I featured their second and third releases on the Lee label. Well, how about we feature their debut single now? It features Scott King on lead. I'll send this one out to listener Casey Hines, as he likes The Shadows. December 49, The Shadows on Lee. It's called I've Been a Fool.
I've been a fool.
That plays on this one, but this one's I gotta heavy the tone on.
I've been a fool.
We're not playing it on this one. It plays on this one. Don't ask me why.
I've been a fool, thinking you care, thinking you'd share my love affair. I never knew what love could do to my poor heart till I met you. I open wide my heart to let you in, but darling, from the start you broke it. It's a sin. Someday you'll find a love like mine is hard to find. I've been a fool. I open wide my heart to let you in, but darling, from the start you broke it. It's a sin. Someday you'll find a love like mine is hard
go. Those are the Shadows. The Shadows there from December 1949. That's on the Lee record label. That's their debut single. I was going to say Scott King is the lead singer. I was going to say Casey Hines is. No, he likes the Shadows. That's the same group that recorded for the Decca label, folks, too. But I have their Decca releases on 45s. I might have a 78 or two by the group. But that's "I've Been a Fool" is the name of the tune. Johnny G's your Fool DJ here on a Thursday afternoon, and spinning these 78s here. And I don't know why that one didn't play on this set here. Sometimes, it's with the skating thing and all that jazz with the thing. Sometimes these Audio Technicas have an issue with that. I think the Newmarks were so much better. They were a better turntable. I thought they were, but they don't make them anymore. So sometimes, if I find them out in the wild there, I will pick them up. I mean, I don't know what happened. The speed thing was off. Maybe they needed to be cleaned. I mean, it was funny when the late George Tompkins, he would watch the show. He says, "Johnny, your turntable's not level. It's continuing to spin after you shut it off." So he came up here and he kind of he serviced my turntables. I couldn't get the button to close. That it was just worn out. But anyway, so let's continue here, and let's move into 1950 now with a group from South Philadelphia. I featured the flip side of this not too long ago, a song called "Mommy's Boy," as done by the Mystery Quartet. But they were not a mystery after Bob Bosco did a big story about the group in, it was an old, he sent me the clips too, a write-up he did a long time ago for Echoes of the Past. And I was able to find, I think, one of the group members or whatnot. They have all since gone, as lots of these singers are no longer with us, but we remember them here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. But they were an integrated group, included Bobby Royce, Mickey Martin, Ricky Wells. Did I say them all? Who am I missing? 1, 2, 3. Oh, and someone by the name of Robbie. They didn't know the last name, but he was the bass lead and sang on the flip side that I played, "Mommy's Boy." But I teased the audience with this song, as I think it was in November that I played it on one of the I think it was a 1957 Relic survey I did. I had to play my Castell's 78. I didn't have it on a 45, their last single for Grand. So I played this one as a tease, but I decided to play it again here. And this is the better side, in my opinion. This is from April of 1950. They're called the Mystery Quartet. It's on the Essex label. It's called, I didn't change it, "Don't Cry, Darling," the Mystery Quartet.
Don't cry, darling, don't cry, darling, and I'll come back to you. Darling, that you're my only darling, and no one else will do. Don't worry your head, close your eyes. Forever is so long, doesn't mean goodbye. So don't you cry, my darling. Don't you cry, darling, and I'll don't you cry, my only darling, don't you cry, darling, and I'll come back to you, only to you. And I'll come back to you.
Yeah, we'll send that one out to Bob Bosco, the sound of the Mystery Quartet, April 1950. That's on the Essex record label out of Philadelphia. That's the same, all that pop stuff on the Essex label, although that Medallions is not a pop record. Then there's that Bunny Paul and the Harp Tones on that label too. But this is a different numbering. Well, is it? No, it's 706. I think the other ones are the 300 series, but they have other releases, but this is probably the easiest one to find. And I forget where I got this. Maybe it was Spence that brought it to me. It was either Spence or Greg that sold me this record here. April 1950, the Mystery Quartet on the Essex record label. Don't Cry Darling is the name of the two. Now, two of those group members, I forget which two, went on to record with the Mellow Dots that recorded for the Apollo record label. I might have that. I know I have it on a nice mint 45, that Mellow Dots, which is like on a deep cherry red vinyl. But I don't know if I have the 78. I may have it, but it might be trashed. I don't want to play my trash 78s here, even though sometimes they still would sound good. Even though they may look trash, sometimes they play better. Actually, I think I'm going to play one later on, but I love the song on the Aladdin label. But anyway, I digress. Let's continue here. We are in the year 1950. Here's a flip side from last week. As by the Delta Rhythm Boys, I featured their Decca release from April 1950 called Fan Tan Fanny. Well, I like the flip side too, and you might be familiar with this song. Those of you that might know the version by Ruth Brown. Ruth Brown does a version of this with the Delta Rhythm Boys on the Atlantic label. They're backing her up. It's interesting. It came out on Atlantic in March of 54 is when they put it out, but they recorded that according to Ferdy Gonzalez on January 17th of 1950. That was the Atlantic recording date. This one that I'm featuring on the Decca label was recorded like 2 weeks later, February 1st of 1950, but they released it in April of 1950. So I don't know what happened with that, but it features Carl Jones on lead. He also wrote the tune. Let's go to April 1950 for the Delta Rhythm Boys on the Decca label, and the tune is called It's All... Did I did it right? Yeah. It's all in your mind.
It's all in your mind. If you think we're through, you know I'll always be in love with you. Your love is much too wonderful just to toss around. Baby, it's just in your mind. It's all in your mind that we've lost the spark. I dream of you from early morn till dark. I know you think there's someone new, and I have been untrue. Baby, it's just in your mind. I've heard you complain that I'm not the same, and I know the reason.
why. The reason why. It's what some people say that makes you feel that way. You know it's all a lie, and it's only a dream that will say so long. My love is yours, on that you can't go wrong. And even as the years go by, I'm yours until I die. So baby, it's all in your mind. It's only a dream that will stay so long. My love is yours, on that you can't go wrong. And even as the years go by, I'm yours until I die. So baby, it's all in your mind. So baby, it's all in your mind. All in your mind.
There you go. Those are the Delta Rhythm Boys. The Delta Rhythm Boys, that's Carl Jones on lead. April 1950 release on the Decca label, It's All in Your Mind. I got to check for that Ruth Brown 78. I don't have a lot of, I tell you, I started collecting 45s, and then what happened was Spence started bringing a bunch of 78s. Lou Haggis had all these 78s. And he says, Johnny, you got to start getting these because they're not on 45, and they're, I'll get you a good price on these records. I says, okay. I says, bring them over. When I run out of the 45, when you run out of 45s, you're feeding me, then bring me over the 78s. So he would bring them over to me, some really early sides too, and they were not expensive. He was giving me great deals on the 78s. And then he would get me some rare ones, and I'm like, I can't take that Vibes, I can't take the Ambassadors, but they were like $1,200 or $1,500. I said, I can't. I'm afraid to invest that much in a 78 because if I had one that I had between 20 pieces of cardboard, maybe I would deal with it. Or I picked them up for, even if they were $50, or I'll say, I'll go back, $600, I wouldn't care. $800 maybe, but double that, I couldn't do it. It was too much, because, God forbid if they get moved, just slightly or jarred, they can crack. And I was just kind of leery. If they're flexies, I got no problem with it. Maybe I would pay $1,200 for a flexi disc for sure. Those don't crack. But anyway, that's why I was kind of really tentative with the 78s. But and sometimes they're not. And then if you crack it, they're not easy to replace. And it was a great record. The Vibes and the Vibes on Chariot. And the Ambassadors on Timely, and that's the only way you can get that one. So, but anyway, I digress. Let's continue here. We stay in 1950 now. Not that I lucked out in finding this record in the box. It's a Gospel 78. And I don't know where I got this. This might have come from Glenn, maybe, but it's on the Atlantic label. I'm going to send this one out to Gordy Freeman and Bill Olb. And Bill Olb, of course, did a fantastic job here in the studio on May 9th with his second gospel special. And he will be coming back for a third. And it's up on the archive. The May 9th show is there, so you can check it out if you have not yet already done so. But I'm going to send this one out to Bill and Gordy. Now, do you know this? Either one of you, either Bill or Gordy, if you know this song, because I think this group is out of Norfolk, Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. And Bill, if you have any info on this group, please send it along. It's from May 1950. They're called the Parker Brothers Quartet, and it's on Atlantic Records. And the song is called The Separating Line, the Parker Brothers Quartet.
Well, you walk on, you walk on, you walk on, you walk on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You walk on, you walk on, you walk on, you walk on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You sing on, you sing on, you sing on, you sing on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You sing on, you sing on, you sing on, you sing on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You sing on, you sing on, you sing on, you sing on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You pray on, you pray on, you pray on, you pray on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You pray on, you pray on, you pray on, you pray on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You talk on, you talk on, you talk well, on, you talk on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You talk on, you talk on, you talk on, you talk on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind. You sing on, you sing on, you sing on, you sing on. Well, I done left this world behind. Well, I done crossed the separated line. I done left this world behind.
There you go. Charlie LaRocco, will have to ask him if he has any information on this. It's Frank Gingaro asked me. It's Atlantic 908, and the funny thing about it is it's got the same label on both sides. Of course, the flip side, I have what the name of it is, but listen, I don't know where this came from. I think it was from Glenn. It's May 1950 on the Atlantic label. It's called the Parker Brothers Quartet, The Separating Line. So Bill Obe, I ask you if you have any information, please. I'll talk to you later on this afternoon, but that is a mystery to your host, Johnny G. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's a flip side from last week as we move to 1951. This group hails from Brooklyn, New York. They're called the Majors. They had 3 releases on Larry Newton's Derby label, and we played their third last week called Come On Up to My Room. Now let's give a listen to the flip side before it goes back down in the No Humidity basement. Now the song written by Bernie Wayne, and Bernie Wayne, I think he also wrote Blue Velvet, and this features the lead of Jimmy Beckham. Now, this song dates back, I think, to 1946. Versions done back then by Dinah Shore and Andy Russell. I think Billy Williams also. Of course, I remember it by the Harptones. The Harptones did this on the Warwick label, but it was covered by many others. Let's go to November of 51. The Majors on Derby. It's called Laughing on the Outside, Crying on the Inside. The Majors.
The crowd sees me out dancing, carefree and romancing, happy with my someone new. I'm laughing on the outside, crying on the inside, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Well, they see me night and daytime, having such a gay time. They don't know what I go through. I'm laughing on the outside, crying on the inside, 'cause I'm still in love with you. No one knows, it's just a pose, pretending I'm glad we're apart. And when I cry, my eyes are dry, the tears are in my heart. Well, my darling, can't we make up ever since our breakup? Make believe it's all I do. I'm laughing on the outside, crying on the inside, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Make believe it's all I do. I'm laughing on the outside, crying on the inside, 'cause I'm still in love with you. Because I'm still in love with you.
There you go. Those are the majors. That is only on a 78, folks. That's not on a 45. That is the majors there with Jimmy Beckham on lead, November 1951, Laughing on the Outside, Crying on the Inside. That's on the Derby record label. Jimmy Amato mentioned that he was a member of the Harptones, and they covered it. I think Tony Barcia said that he was a relative, or there were, what did you say, Tony, that they were relatives with Willie Winfield of the Harptones. There you go. But that's a great group there, the Majors. Let's continue here. 1951, that's the year we're in. We're in that block here. A couple of weeks ago, I featured this group from Baltimore, Maryland, the Swallows, with their third release on Sid Nathan's King record label. Was called Eternally, a killer ballad with Eddie Rich on lead. Well, let's give a listen to the flip side, as this comes on blue vinyl if you have the 45. Oh, well, it also comes on black vinyl. Well, I have it on blue vinyl. Nice copy that I picked up on the cheap, wheeled and dealed with somebody on eBay, and he sold it to me privately. But listen to the lyrics of this. It features the bass lead of Norris Bunky Mack. We go to December of 51. The Swallows on the King record label. It's called It Ain't the Meat.
It ain't the meat, it's the motion. Makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion. It's the movement that gives it the sock. Now I had a girl so doggone thin, no meat, no bones, she was just all skin. One thing about her I can understand, she wraps all around me like a rubber band. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, it's the movement that gives it the sock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, it's the movement that gives it the sock. You find some girls who are big and fat, some fellows don't like to see them like that, but I like to see them big and tall. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, it's the movement that gives it the sock.
It ain't the meat,
It's the motion,
it ain't the meat,
it's the movement,
it ain't the meat.
it's the action that makes your daddy wanna rock all night. I got a little girl who lives down the street. It ain't much of her, but she's mighty sweet. When she starts rocking, she don't wanna stop. It makes a man wanna blow his top. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, makes your daddy wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, it's the movement that gives it the sound.
Yeah, you know, the price of meat has really gone up. I spent over $400 at the grocery store, last Friday. The meat is just going up in price, I'm telling you. There you go. Those are the Swallows from December 1951. It Ain't the Meat is the name of the tune. That we get chicken instead, I guess. That features Norris Bunky Mac on lead. That's on Sid Nathan's King record label. There you go. As we continue in 1951, here's another flip side. I played, I think on the May 2nd show, I played these records. A group called the Falcons. This is on Herman Lubinsky's Regent record label. This is a subsidiary of Savoy Records out of Newark, New Jersey. Now, this group is out of New York. A female lead with male backing. Her name is Goldie Boots Alsop, and she was known as Goldie Boots. I played How Blind Can You Be? She's also doing lead on the flip side here. Let's go to November of 1951. The Falcons on the Regent label. It's called I Can't Tell You Now. The Falcons.
I can't tell you now, 'cause it's so exciting and it's worth fighting. Please give my heart a break. I can't tell you now, for my heart is broken from words you've spoken. Please give me one more chance, darling. Night after night, day after day, I go over the dreams that are mine, darling. Never, never, ever, ever would this ever cross I've tried so hard to please you and never to deceive you. That's why I can tell you now, darling, night after night, day after day, I go over the dreams that are mine, darling. Never, never, ever, ever would this ever cross my mind. I can tell you now, I've tried so hard to please you and never to deceive you. That's why I can tell you now. That's why I can tell you now.
That sounds really nice on a set. One thing I can say about the Savoy presses, they sound really good. Even the stock copies of the 78s there, I have to tell you that. There you go. Those are the Falcons. That's Goldie Boots on lead, November 1951. On the Regent label, I Can't Tell You Now is the name of the tune. Johnny G can tell you now to subscribe to the Vinyl Treasure Show if you're new to the program. This is our second program, I should say our second show of the week. And we're here from 1 till about 3:30 or so. I got a little bit of a late start here, and I've been hobbling around here, so I got to get this taken care of. But I'll be back on Saturday evening at 9 p.m., 9 to midnight. So send me your requests at vinyltreasures@AOL.com. Let's move into 1952 now. We head to Newport News, Virginia, with the great sound of the Five Keys, and it's the group's sixth release on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin record label. It's actually the follow-up to Red Sails in the Sunset. Now it features Rudy West on lead. I think also Dickie Smith comes in here. I think so. He picks it up, and then Rudy West returns. But I featured the flip side of this on the May 2nd show, a song called How Long. Let's send this one out to Gordy Freeman and Joe Shacatano, May 1952, the Five Keys on Aladdin. It's called Mistakes.
Sorry, so sorry that we make mistakes when we worry. All over nothing at all. We make mistakes that bring heartaches, and the teardrops fall like raindrops. We make mistakes and feel sorry when we've made someone blue. But I made the greatest mistake of all when I said goodbye to you. We make mistakes when we worry, all of nothing at all. We make mistakes that bring heartache and teardrops fall like rain. Make mistakes, feel sorry when we made someone blue. But I made the greatest mistake of all when I said goodbye to you. Goodbye, goodbye to you.
That sounds so good on a Mint 78, doesn't it there? Those are the Five Keys, May 1952 release. There's sixth release on the Aladdin record label. That's Rudy West on the ballad side, and you heard Dickie Smith on the up-tempo tempo change. What a great record that is. Mistakes is the name of that one, the Five Keys from May 52. Johnny G tries not to make mistakes, but it's inevitable. We all make mistakes. Yes, we do. And sometimes I make some big ones, I can tell you that much. But let's continue here in 1952 with a flipside request for Australian listener Mark Langdale, who sent me a link to his May 18th, 2024 program. He does a program over in Australia called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. I think he does it, it's once a month, I think, or maybe it's bi-weekly. I forget, Mark. You'll have to let me know. I want to post a little bit more about your show. But he sent me the podcast link, and I'll post it on my YouTube wall. I either do it on this show or Saturday night show, maybe this show. But it'll be there, so you can check it out. Now, Mark does a fantastic job presenting the music. Plus, he's a collector of 45s and 78s. Not that easy to get U.S. presses over in Australia. I think he relies on a couple of the dealers there. They come over here at these big record conventions, and they take the records back. Pretty much what they did for the Northern Soul stuff, taking it back over, Manship taking it over back to the UK and selling it to U.S. people. Who knows? But anyway, this is a flip side of Veretta Dillard 78 I played last week called Easy Easy Baby. This is her third release for Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records. Let's go to June of 1952. Veretta Dillard on Savoy. It's called, did I write it down right? Yes. A Letter in Blues. Veretta Dillard for Mark.
Dear love of mine, I must write a page or two. Dear love of mine, I must write a page or two. Just to say I'm really lonesome and tell you I miss you. When you get my letter, baby, answer back and please don't fail. When you get my letter, baby, answer back and please don't fail. I'll be waiting every morning when they come by with the mail. I miss you. Won't you say you'll come back home? Maybe you come back, baby. I need you, goodness knows. Yes, I love you.
There you go. That's going out to Mark Langdale in Australia. The sound of Veretta Dillard there. Bluesy tune from June of 1952. It's on the Savoy record label. A Letter in Blues is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1953 now with this singer from Atlanta, Georgia. He was known, Lenny, as the King of the Stroll, but not early in his career, though. When he recorded for the Atlantic label, he was doing those stroll tunes like CC Rider, great strolling record there. But early in his career, but he also not only sang, but he also wrote tunes. And he won a talent contest and was spotted by Atlanta disc jockey Zenas Sears, who would eventually become his manager and got him a contract with Columbia's subsidiary OK record label. He would have 18 releases between 1951 and 1956 for the OK folks before he moved over to the Atlantic record label. Now let's give a listen to his 9th release on the OK record label. It's a song he wrote. I have this on a Flexi 78. That's the way you want these records. November 53. Chuck Willis. There's no group on this side, but he did, as Tony mentioned in the YouTube chat room, sing with the Royals on the OK label. Chuck Willis on OK. It's called My Baby's Coming Home.
Everybody, everybody rock with me. I'm happy as a man can be. All my blues are gone, 'cause my baby's coming home. Throw my troubles out the window, kick my blues out my back door. No, I can't go wrong, 'cause my baby's coming home. It's been such a long time since I've seen her smiling face. It's been 6 long months, 3 long weeks, so many rainy days. Oh, hip, hooray, everything gonna be okay. No, I can't go wrong, 'cause my baby's coming home. Such a long time since I've seen her smiling face. It's been 6 long months, 3 long weeks, so many rainy days. Oh, hip, hooray, everything gonna be okay. No, I can't go wrong, 'cause my baby's coming home. Come on, baby. Come on, Daddy's waiting. No, I can't go wrong, 'cause my baby's coming home.
'Cause his baby's coming home.
And Daddy's sugar's coming home.
Daddy's sugar's coming home.
A Tootsie Wootie's coming home.
A Tootsie Wootie's coming home.
A apple and dumplings coming home.
Apple and dumplings coming home.
That's a swinging tune there by Chuck Willis. Chuck Willis, November 1953. That's his 9th release on the OK record label. My Baby's Coming Home is the name of the tune. So I have others by him. I have those come on. I think this is on a 45 also. Tune, but it's a nice flexi disc. It plays really, really nice. Better than those crappy OK styrenes. Have to tell you that much. But anyway, we continue here. We stay in 1953 with a flip side from last week. A very rare record on a 45. It's not that easy to find on a 78 either. As we go to Herb Slotkin's Grand record label, featured this group from North Philadelphia. They were called the Belltones. I think it was last week, I played Estelle, But let's flip it over here. Give a listen to the flip side here before it goes back down in the No Humidity Basement. This is from October 53. It features Fred Walker on lead. These are the Belltones. The Belltones on the Grand record label. The song is called Promise Me. The Belltones.
Your love was promised to me, to fill my heavy dream, but I might as well forget it, for it's all in vain. Each time I kiss you, it only builds my desire to love you more and more, dear, until the day I die. Oh, those sleepless nights and those endless days, just with the memory of you. Please come back to me. Oh, baby, can't you see? Here's where you ought to be. We must really try not to part till our dying day. But darling, I'm tired of waiting, for our love is fading away.
There you go. Those are the Belltones there. That's Fred Walker on lead. That's the flip side of Estelle, song entitled Promise Me, October 1953. It's on the Grand record label from, I mentioned, October 53. The story with this record is, it was interesting. I think it was Greg brings me over the 78, Greg Surik. So he goes, you have this? I says, I don't have that on a 45. I said, so the 78, I forget what I paid for it, but it's not really easy to find in any kind of condition. So a month goes by, and he says, I got some records I want to show you. I'll come up. So he comes up, and he shows me the 45, and he picked up the 45. He had it in his collection, and he sold me his like VG 45 of that with some pops in it. So I says, I have to take the 45, and I was telling Spence, because I did get rid of a bunch of my 78s that I had the teardrops on Josie, the hard one, not the Stars Are Out Tonight, the other one that I had, and I should have kept that because it was a stone mint copy, and I gave it back to him. I used it as credit. I think he charged me $100 for that 78, and I said, give me $100 credit, give it back to him. There were others that I did get. I should have kept them. Who knew I was going to do a 78 show? But anyway, I digress. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue with the flip sides here as we stay in 1953. I featured this gal from Dublin, Georgia. Her real name, Eunice Emily Wright, but she recorded as Eunice Davis, and she had her first release in January 51 on the Derby label. She followed it up with this release on Atlantic. Now, last week we played the flip side. It was called My Beat is 125th Street. I think it was Tony Barcia in the YouTube chat room that mentioned the flip side. So we'll send this side out to Tony Barcia, April 53. Eunice Davis on the Atlantic label. This is a cool rocking tune here. It's called Go to Work, Pretty Daddy. This is Eunice Davis. We'll send it out to Tony Barcia in our YouTube chat room. A cool tune there. I like that side better, I have to say. That's Go to Work, Pretty Daddy. We'll send that one out to Tony Barcia in our YouTube chat. I thought you had to work, Tony Barcia, as I saw your comment on YouTube there. That's Eunice Davis, April 1953. It's on the Atlantic record label. And Go to Work, Pretty Daddy. And that comes on a 45 too, by the way, the yellow and black Atlantic, which I looked in that collection. I didn't see it in there because I would have bought it. I would. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. It's hot here. It's kind of muggy outside. I got the AC on. You may even hear it coming in through the microphone there a little bit. But thank you all for being here. Again, if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is the second show that I do on a Thursday. I did a show last night, a soul show, beginning at 9 p.m. I signed off around 12:30 or so, and I'll be back Saturday night with your requests beginning at 9 p.m. I don't want to be late. been really kind of tardy lately. I apologize for that, but maybe good things are worth waiting for, possibly. But anyway, we continue here. We are in 1953, and this group, they are from the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, and they recorded for Sid Nathan's King record label. I think they had 2 releases on the label, and which one is this? This is their first release, because I do have their second on a 45 and not on a 78, but I don't have this one on a 45. And a couple people requested this song. I think it was you, Gordy Freeman, also Joe Shacatano, and they requested this song. So I said, I'll play it when I do a 78 show. So we're going to play it today. I found it in the box, September 1953. It features Joe Reed on lead. I also want to send this one out to Joe Marchesani. This is from September 53. They're called the Magic Tones on the King record label, featuring it on a 78. It's called When I Kneel Down to Pray, the Magic Tones.
When I kneel down to pray at the close of each day, I ask the good Lord to forgive me for the things I've done to you. For as long as I live, I'll ask Him to forgive. For if God can forgive me, why can't you? As long as there's a tree, as long as there's a me, you know I'll be praying for you. As long as there's a sky, as long as birdies fly, I'll be so faithful and true. When I kneel down to pray, my heart so full of heartache, but if God can forgive me, why can't you?
That's September 1953 release. Sid Nathan's King record label for that. Those are the Magic Tones. The Magic Tones with Joe Reed on lead. When I Kneel Down to Pray. I don't have that on a 45. That one eluded me. The other one, what was it? Cool Baby, I think, or Cool Baby, I think. The flip up tempo side is good on this too. I bought it on eBay for like $250. Had a little bit of damage to the label, but I don't care. It plays pretty nice, but this one eluded me. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and where am I going? I'm messing up the page here. As we are in the year 1953. Well, how many records did I have in 53? I usually only had, what did I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I had that many? I didn't think I had that many in 1953, but I guess I did. And for this, let's go to Brooklyn, New York for this next group. And Louis Silvani calls this classic New York City vocal group harmony. Came out on Herman Siegel's Timely label. Now, the 45s of this play horrible. You have to play it with a 78 needle. But the 78s play great. Yes, they do. This is from September of 1953. The group is called the Gay Tunes. The Gay Tunes on the Timely label. It features Earl Curtin. Earl Curtin on lead. It's called Thrill of Love on a 78.
Do
love you. You say we'll be true, but dear, I still love you. Well, it's too bad the skies are so cloudy and gray. I love you and want you to stay. I'm finished the thrill of romance.
That plays so much better, 300% better on the 78, especially. That's a clean one, too, that Spence saw me there. September 1953, the Gay Tunes on the Timely record label. Thrill of Love is the name of the tune. The 45 comes out on red vinyl, and it plays horrible, at least mine does. But there you go. That's with Earl Curtin on lead. Let's move into 1954 now. Now, this is a flip side from a few weeks ago. I featured the original version. I think I did a comparison. I featured the original version of I Wanna Be Loved, which was done by Savannah Churchill and the Sentimentalists, I think, or I had the 4 tunes on that copy, but I did find it as a Sentimentalist in my box too, by the way. And then I compared it to a release done by a group called The Bees. And this group, The Bees, featured an early Billy Bland on lead. Billy Bland, of course, had a big hit in 1960 with Let the Little Girl Dance, plus some other cool records that he did on the Old Town record label. But let's give a listen to the flip side here. This is their second release for the Imperial label. I'm not crazy for a song called Toy Bell, which I think Evan requested for Saturday night. And my copy isn't that great either. But this is from November of 1954. And this is the flip side of The Bees' I Want to Be Loved, because they also covered it, a great ballad on the flip side. But this is the up-tempo written by the lead singer, Billy Bland. And he wrote this tune. The Bees on Imperial, it's a flexi. It's called Get Away Baby, November 1954.
Now get away, baby, knock no more. Now get away, baby, wait for my door. Bitch, knock on my door, better 2x4. Get away, baby, don't knock no more. Everybody sees what I don't know. Hey, pretty baby, gonna let you go. Now get away, baby, knock no more. Now get away, baby, wait for my door. Well, I give you all my money, I'm treating you fine. Spending my money on gin and wine. Everybody sees what I don't know. Hey, pretty baby, gonna let you go. Now get away, baby, knock no more. Now get away, baby, wait for my door. You told me you love me, you told me a lie. I love you, baby, until I die. I'm walking around while I'm singing a song, thinking about my baby is almost gone. Now get away, baby, knock no more. Now get away, baby, wait for my door. Hey, hey! Knock on my door, better 2x4. Get away, baby, don't knock no more. Everybody sees what I don't know. Hey, pretty baby, I'm gonna let you go now. Get away, baby, knock no more. Now lead away, baby, wait for my dog.
Yeah, that is a young Billy Bland on lead there. He also wrote that tune there. Those are the Bees. The Bees from November 1954 on the Imperial record label, Getaway Baby. Yes, Tony Barcia, a fantasy of mine to have all these on Flexi. They play so great on the Flexi label, even if there's a couple pops and whatnot. They just sound better than the original 45s here. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. Hope you're digging on the tunes. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not yet already done so, but you have to be signed in on YouTube in order to do that. You can make up a name, Monster Mash, make it up, and come in the chat room and say hello. And we're having a good time here on a Thursday afternoon, eating lunch. Not yet. I'll eat lunch after the show. But let's continue in 1954. This group from New York City, they were signed to Sid Nathan's King record label. They were called the Checkers. Now, two of its members were previous members of another group that was recording for Sid Nathan's Federal record label. They were called the Dominoes, and that beat Charlie White, who was second tenor. He left in late 51, and the bass of the group, Bill Brown. They left the Dominoes in early 52, but they would both join with others to form this group, the Checkers, and this is their seventh release on the label. It features Little David Bawn on lead. This is from April 54, a very haunting song, the Checkers on the King label. It's called House, sounds like a horror movie, House on Haunted Hill. No, House with No Windows, the Checkers.
I'm going to move in a house with no window. Yes, I want to be there, 'cause I know you don't care for me no more. I'm gonna stay in a house with no windows. So when you pass by, you won't see me crying over you. A place to hide away from what people have to say about me. Slowly going insane. Yes, a place where there will be no one but me alone with my sorrow and pain. I'm gonna stay in a house with no window. Until I can find you ain't home my mind no
Sorry, folks, got caught in a house with no windows. There you go, the great Checkers. That is a great tune there. It sounds so good on a 78. That's one that I got in the Glenn Fousel trade. What a great record that is. From April 54, the Checkers on the King record label, House with No Windows. Johnny G's got 3 windows up here. One is blocked with a air conditioner behind me, but the dormer window, that's okay, but sometimes there's not enough light in here, so sometimes the labels are not as clear, although certain backgrounds look better than others. But hopefully you're at least they're sounding good today. As we continue here, 1954, let's go out to Los Angeles, California, as go to Dootsy Williams' Dutone record label, and this is these are the Medallions. Of course, you know their biggest hit was a song called The Letter, as done by Vernon Green and the Medallions. Well, they have another one. They did a letter, and then they did a telegram, and I have this one on the blue label. Of course, it's not the first press, but still, when this was also in the trade with Glenn, I wasn't going to be choosy about it, but it's nice and minty, I'd say that. But the first presses of this are on the shiny red label, then I think the maroon, and this is actually the third. I think this comes on black too, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, let's go to December of 1954. These are the Medallions. Vernon Green on lead. I think he wrote the tune also. Yes, he did. He wrote this tune. The Medallions on Dutone with The Telegram.
To know, dearest, I wrote the letter, but the letter wouldn't do. So now I send the telegram, send it straight to you. Yes, I cry my heart out every night, wondering if it's wrong or wondering if it's right. To want you, to need you, to love you like I do. I don't know why, but I just do. Oh, please tell me. How high is high? How deep is deep? How long is long? And how far is far? When you find the answers to those questions, my darling, then you know just how much I love you. So tell me. Oh, dearest one, I love you so. Oh, my darling, why did you go? Here is something I wanted you to know.
Sounds of California here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go. That is, those are the Medallions there. Vernon Green, he first wrote the letter, now he wrote the telegram there, December 1954, on the Dutone record label, a song entitled The Telegram. And Tony Barcia, that Church on the Hill, I have it. What's the flip side? Is it Battle Axe on that one, if I'm not mistaken? On that, I have it on, Spence sold me a bunch of the I guess there were things that came out on 78. Maybe there were ratio presses that he put out on red vinyl, I think, because I have it on. I have that Church on a Hill on that 45 with red vinyl. That's how I have it. He sold me a bunch. I think he charged me like $20 a piece or so for those. But anyway, Battle Axe. Yeah, that's it. But let's continue here. We move into 1955 now, and we go with. Is this a flip side from last week? I featured the Counts. The Counts on Randy Wood's Dot record label. The song was called Love and Understanding, and that featured Bobby Young on lead, but the majority of the leads featured Chester Brown, and this is a great ballad here from April of 1955 and on a 78. Sounds so good. The Counts on the Dot label. It's called From This Day On. The Counts.
From this day on, I will always love you, and I will be true. From this day on, from this day on, my heart sings a song. This is where you belong. Be mine alone from this day on. My yesterdays, such lonely days, there was no you. But now I found, with you around, I look forward to the times from this day on. Now my heart sings a song. This is where you belong. Be mine alone. From this day on.
How sounded so good on a 78 there. Those are the Counts. The Counts, that's Chester Brown on lead, April 1955. Randy Wood's Dot record label. That's their 6th of 8 on the Dot record label from this day on. We are in the year 1955 now, and I haven't played this song since 2008 on the program. And I don't think I've ever played the 78 here. I mean, it could be a little cleaner, but what do you want for 5 cents? I found this for 5 cents, but plays decent, I guess. But it sounds better than the 45. And they were the sweethearts of rhythm and blues, and they were officially a married couple and wrote many of their songs. They wrote this one, which was probably one of the 2 biggest hits they had. Now, their initial release was an R&B hit that came out on the combo label called Kokomo. And this was their next biggest hit. I think that Kokomo is also on an Aladdin single. But and then this is their second release, I guess we can call it, on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin Records. They are Glenn Forrest and Eunice Levy. It's their second of 10 on the Aladdin record label. Let's go to March of 1955. And I used to hear this on when my aunt used to buy Art LeBeau's Oldies But Goodies LP. She didn't have the 45, but she used to buy a lot of compilation LPs. This is a Gene and Eunice. Gene and Eunice on the Aladdin record label. It's called This Is My Story.
This is my story. I have no song, just alone and broken hearted, just because I fell in love with you. I pray that you'd come back to me, just to hear you say you love me, and we'll never, never part from you. Do-ba, 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 do. Oh, you pray that I come back to you. Yes, darling, I love you, and we'll never, never part. No, we'll never, never part. No, we'll never, never part. No, we'll never, never part.
There you go. That's a great record. I wish it was Stone Mint, but it's not, but I will be looking for that. That is Gene and Eunice there, March 1955, released on the Aladdin record label. This Is My Story. What a great record these songs are from the 1950s. You can't compare the music of today to this music here. Music of today is not music. This is. And listen, I wasn't growing up I'm only 65. So I learned about this music via my Aunt Mary. She was the one that really introduced me to all these songs. At least we should say the more common songs. And then I used to tune into a whole bunch of radio shows when I was a teenager in high school. I graduated in 1976, and I used to tune into the Time Capsule Show, the R&B Group Harmony Review, the R&B Serenade that's still going strong today with Frank Gingaro. He is in our chat room. Frank and Gordon, they do the show on Sunday afternoons beginning at 3 p.m. They had a great guest last week. Frank Cassie did a great job. I really enjoyed the show, Frank, with the songs that you selected. Even had a couple I needed. But anyway, this is just great to listen, and this is the only time I get to listen to my record. So we have a new listener from where you are from Kiel. Did I say that right? So I have 660 videos on my YouTube page. You got to go to JohnnyG's Vinyl Treasure Show, and you can hit all the videos. You can go back to 2015, and you'll see all the stages of Johnny G losing weight and gaining weight. Some of the videos are better than others because I use, I think, a number of mechanisms to broadcast. This is what, OSB? Is that what I use now? It's either OBS or OSB. I got a transposition there to do the broadcast here, and I connect into YouTube. The YouTube stream is not good because they have their own way of broadcasting. So I kind of like, and I learned as I continued to go through it. So, you know, you learn and you learn certain things, better ways to do it. So that's how I did it, and the show has grown now. It was really big. I had my biggest show last Saturday night, and I had over 500 listeners on that show, and then they come on the archive. So it's really cool doing it, and I'm glad that a lot of people have discovered the program, and it continues to grow. So as long as you get enjoyment from it, it's like different, because we can listen to a radio show. You know, you can't really, and not that many people can, but all you collectors out there can. You can see the records that either you have or had or want. That's the good thing about the show. And I'm glad you're enjoying the tunes here. So let's continue here. I don't have that many more to go here. This is actually a request for listener Amnon. I had the 78. I played the 45 not too long ago, but I have a nice mint 78 on this group from the Boston, Massachusetts area. They're known as the Dappers, not to be confused with a group that recorded for Rainbow Records. Or I think there's another group. Isn't there another group on Groove too? This is a different group. But this is the debut single for this group, written by the lead singer. His name is George Dapper Cromwell. We go to Don Roby's Peacock record label. This is from May 55 for Amnon. The Dappers on Peacock. It's called Come Back to Me. This is for Amnon.
Wow, my heart is so sad, 'cause you're far away. I wish you were here to brighten the day. Please come back, my darling. Please come back to me. Come back to me. The days are so lonely when you're not here. Each night on my pillow I pray you'll be near. Come back, oh baby. Please come back to me.
Come back, my dear. Oh, very pleased. Yes, with your love in a packet for me. And wrap it up. Yes, baby, with all your loving care. And bring it safely back to me.
Well, it's a beautiful day, the sun shining down. My prayers would be answered if you were around. I'm so happy, baby. Please come back to me.
There you go. That's going out to Amnon there. That's the sound of the Dappers from May 1955. It's on the Peacock record label. Come Back to Me. I know Jimmy Amato likes the mambo side. Maybe I'll play the mambo side next week here. Let's continue here. We are in 1956 now. Here's a flip side from a few weeks ago. This group from Roxbury, Massachusetts. Last week I played a 78 by them on the Paris label called Zing Zang Zoo from May of 55. 1957. This is their debut single. It came out on the Pilgrim record label. Now, I think when on my first 78 show, I played the other side of this, the B-side, Darla My Darling, to open up that 78 show. But this was the intended A-side for you collectors out there. If you own this 45 on the Purple Pilgrim label, there's no number on the label. That is the true first press. So check your copy. If it says 715, it is an original, but it's not the true first press. They left it off on the first presses of the record. This is from June 56. These are the G-Clefs with Ray Gibson on lead on the Pilgrim label. It's called Ka-Ding Dong.
Well, I met a little girl about a week ago, and I felt that I ought to let her know. But since then my heart has broke a string. It goes ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Heart goes ding dong, ding. When I need love, it goes ding dong, ding. Cause I want you, it goes ding dong, ding. Cause I need you, it goes ding dong, ding dong. Well, you know I love you, little girl. And if you kiss me, it will give me the world. All around my heart where the feeling is, it goes ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. It goes ding dong, ding. Cause I want you, it goes ding dong, ding. Cause I need you, it goes ding dong, ding. Cause I want you, it goes ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong ding, cause I want you to go ding dong ding, cause I need you to ding dong. Try it again. Ding dong. One more time. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Hey.
There you go. Those are the G-Clefs there. The G-Clefs, that's their debut single on the Pilgrim record label from June 1956. Ka-Ding Dong is the name of the tune. That's Ray Gibson on lead there. Of course, you may know the version as also done by the Diamonds. They covered that, as the Diamonds have covered other. I have Diamond 78s. I'm afraid to play Little Darling, though. I'm afraid to play that record on a 78. I found a copy. I have like 5 copies of Indifferent by the Platters. Bill Obe, I found a nice mint copy. I was going to play it for you. But anyway, we will do that. But let's continue here. We are in the year 1956, and here is another R&B hit for this vocalist and pianist born Mabel Louise Smith on May 1st of 1924 in Jackson, Tennessee. Was unfortunate, though. She died on January 23rd of 1972. She was a few weeks from her 66th year birthday. She died from a diabetic coma. But this is a cover tune that she does. Wait a minute here. What did I write here? I thought I had that information here. I guess I did not put it here. But I was talking to my mother about a song, Candy, okay? And wasn't it done originally by somebody back in 1926? It's an old song, isn't it? An old song? But this was a big hit for her, number 11 on the Billboard R&B chart. As we go to Herman Lubinsky's Savoy record label out of Newark, New Jersey, June 56, Big Maybelle on the Savoy label, and her tune called Candy.
Candy, why I call my sugar
sugar candy. I'm sweet on candy, and candy, he's sweet on me. He understands me. Yes, my understanding candy. My candy's always handy, just when I need sympathy. Oh, I wish that there were four of him, and I could love that much more of him. He has taken my complete heart, and I got a sweet tooth for my sweetheart. Candy, 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 candy. It's gonna be just dandy. The day that I'll take my candy and make him mine, mine, oh mine, yeah, mine, oh mine. The day that I'll take my candy and make him mine. Oh, mine.
As Big Maybelle on the Savoy record label. From June of 1956, she's got a number of releases on the Savoy record label. Candy is the name of the tune. It was interesting. So I like Three Musketeer bars, right? So they had a sale. I don't know. There was a sale, and I bought them. I'm not supposed to eat them. But guess who was eating my candy? My father was eating those. He finished the bag. He finished the bag, so I got to buy more. He says he likes them, so I got to get candy from my father anyway. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Let's continue in 1956. A flip side from last week. I featured this group from Englewood, New Jersey. Their debut single on B. Castlin's Hull record label, a song called Our Love Will Never End. The flip side is also an up-tempo tune. Their first of 7 on the Hull record label. A tune, I was the lead singer. Is it, no, he didn't write this side. He didn't write this side. Bob Lee, he's the lead singer on this. This is from May 56. Let's give a listen to the Avons. The Avons on Hull Records. It's called I'm Sending SOS. The Avons.
I'm sending SOS, I need your love, SOS on me, all so tight. I'm sending SOS, I need your kiss, come on baby, be mine tonight. I'm sending SOS, I need your charm, SOS, let me down. I'm sending SOS, I need your arms, come on baby, don't let me down. SOS, SOS, you can't say no, you gotta say yes. I'm dying for your loving, I'm dying for your kissing. If you don't save me, I'll be among the missing. Sending SOS, I need your heart, SOS, I'm in above. I'm sending SOS, come, let us part. Put me in a lifeboat of love.
Oh, don't stop now. One more time.
There you go. Those are the Avons. That is the debut single for the Avons, May 1956. Bob Leon lead, a song entitled I'm Sending SOS on B. Caslin's Hull record label. 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And here's a flip side from last week as I opened up the show with this group from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Their debut single first came out on the Phoebe record label in December of 1956. Randy Woods Dot Records would pick it up for national distribution in January of 57, and I have some of their Phoebe 78s, but not this one. Well, maybe there is one in the... I might have a wrecked copy of it, but you don't like to play wrecked copies here. But I like the B-side of the 45 also, because I remember playing it. My aunt had the 45 on the Dot label, but hers was trashed. Of course, I got other copies of it, but it sounds great on a 78. So let's flip over Come Go With Me by the Dell-Vikings from January 57, and you get this tune on the flip side with Crip Johnson on lead, the Dell-Vikings on Dot. It's called How Can I Find True Love, the Dell-Vikings.
True love. Do, do, do. True love. Do, do, do. True love. Do, do, do. True. Warm and tempting, love will never grow cold. Please, please tell me, where can a love like this be? Is it high on the mountains, or is it far at sea? True love will never alter. True love will never die. Oh no. False love alone brings sorrow. False love alone can fly. Please, please tell me, where can a love like this be? Someday I'll find all true. Someday I'll find true love.
B. B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show on 78s there. That's the flip side to Come Go With Me. How Can I Find True Love? Those are the Dell-Vikings, released in January of 57 on the Dot label, a month earlier, December 56 on Phoebe. And yes, Darren and Tony Barcia mentioned that you hear that in the beginning, that kind of like slur. So what happened? Was that the tape that messed up to cause that problem? It's on all the releases. They just let it go because it was a B-side. And it's on the reissues also. You think they would have fixed that, especially Randy Wood at Dot. You say, no, send us another tape or whatever, but they never did. It had that little slur there. It did. Johnny G here. As we got two more 45s to go, let's go back to Baltimore, Maryland. Played this group's debut single last week, Shouldn't I Know, on the Atlantic record label, but they had 12 releases in all on the Atlantic record label, spanning the years 1951 to 1957. This was their very last release, and it features the great Ernie Warren on lead. Let's go to January of 1957 on Atlantic Records. These are the Cardinals with their tune called One Love. The Cardinals.
One love. This is my first love. I never knew someone like you would care for me. Oh, one love. This is my best love. Your eyes will shine, your lips near mine, so heavenly. I feel a glow, something that's strange under you. I tremble so whenever I'm with you. One love, one love. This is a true love. True love. Years may go past, our love will last. No love like our one love. I feel a glow, something that's strange and new. I tremble so whenever I'm with you. One love, one love. This is a true love. True love. Years may go past, our love will last. No love like our one love. One love, one love will always be true.
Oh, that is a great sound of the Cardinals there. I love that's a great ballad, I gotta say. Ernie Warren with his voice is just an excellent singer. He is. That's January 1957. That's their final release for the Atlantic record label, the Cardinals with One Love. It was unfortunate that what happened with Ernie Warren is he suffered a major stroke in the fall of 2005, and he permanently lost the ability to speak after that stroke, and then he passed away on July 30th of 2007 at the age of 78, but he left us with that great music, a great tune there. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 78s. If you want me to continue to do this, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com, because I have more 78s to go through, and if I get enough, if I get a big response, I will continue the hardship for doing this, because it's getting my 78 collection in order. Plus, I get a lot of enjoyment in listening. If you can tell, even with all my aches and pains. But these sound great. Some of them are not so great. They don't sound as good, but most of them do. And these mid-1970 release of 70, how about 50s, Johnny? These records sound excellent on my system. I think it comes through okay. Does it sound bad? I think it's good. But thank you all for being here today. And if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed what you heard. And those of you that are new to the program and want more, there are lots of shows there that I have done through the years, and the different changes. I've done specials and whatnot. I did some theme shows. It's hard to do a theme show when you have to use real records, because it's one thing if you're going to drop and drag an MP3. It's very easy to go and do everything you want with it, but when you play real records, it's not that easy to do. So and some of you out there, you know how difficult it is to do a broadcast. But anyway, so thank you again. Thank you, Charlene helped me. Yes, she helps me with all my shows, and she posts my scans to the websites for me, and she does a lot of work for me. Me and Charlene are a team that we put together this show. So thank you, Charlene, for that. But we're going to close the show today from November of 57 as we go back to New Haven, Connecticut, and we give a listen to the Five Satins. This is on Al Silver's Ember record label. This is the group's sixth release. Fred Paris, I think, was in the service at the time, so Bill Baker took over for lead, and this is Bill Baker on lead. Our closer tonight, this afternoon, from November 57, the Five Satins on Ember Records. It's called A Million to One. That's going to do it, folks. Thank you all for being here. It will be up on the archive momentarily, and I had received a number of emails about advertisements on YouTube on the archive. I have no control over that. The only thing I tell YouTube is I don't want any commercials. They want me to insert commercials in the middle of the show. I says, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. But on the archive, I have no control over it. So they want you to subscribe or something to become a member, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to research it a little bit more. But they are annoying commercials. You'll get it if you're looking at some of the movies and whatnot that are there. The ad blocker, I think it works, according to some of the people that have reported to me. But I've had other people that, now that the show has been expanding, they give me a little bit more leeway in what I play, because they shut down a lot of people. They let me play for some reason, maybe because these are the originals. I don't know what they do, but they do give me leeway. But so in that sense, but I am at the mercy of YouTube, so I have no control over that. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I will see you next time, Saturday night. If you like this type of music, tune in Saturday night. If not, I'll see you next Wednesday for the Soul Show, or back here probably for more 78s out of my collection. So everybody stay well. I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. So long, everybody. The Five Satins.
A million to one. The odds were against me. What could anyone do when the chances at you were a million to one? A shot in the dark is all I can show, dear. Is a tear and a sigh. The old college tried, but it couldn't be done. I knew I have quit, but instead I kept on playing, just for fun. A million to one. Now I've learned my lesson. Never gamble again when the chances